Good morning, good afternoon, welcome everybody. Talos Mobius here, and as always, we're looking at another update of the week for GBO 2. This is the update of December 5th, 2024. The year is coming to an end. Last month, Winterfest, and a lot of things to look into, so I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible without taking too much of your time. First of all, to make it first and foremost, we're gonna be talking about the Silver Bullet, the youngest sibling funnel test type, and then the Demeter, or also referred to as Sanel boots. Those are going to be the two major highlights, because I've already covered generally the Winterfest for both console and PC, so we're not going to go in depth over those, and I think that it will be a lot more appreciated to not have to deal with all of the info dumping that may come with those things. Now, I should say the major things that we were looking at, first and foremost. Actually, let's see, first of all, PC. The Demeter has arrived a week later. Now, this might be signs to come. Maybe console might be getting the PC releases. Maybe we might get some God and Freedom. Who knows? But what we know is that we're going to be getting an announcement on the 12th. Sorry, let's see. I can't believe it's on the 12th. On the 9th December. By the time that I'm making this video, you may have seen, some of you, the teaser that popped up on their Twitter, which is this, on Monday. It's going to be 11 UTC, Universal Time Clock. I think that's what UTC stands for. I don't know. I'm just a GTuber, as I've been called. Either way, starting off strong, half of roll. You already have heard us talk about the Demeter, you've heard us talk about the Strengthened Frame Type B. Strengthened Frame Type B gives you purely melee resist in comparison to the Type A, which gives you Beam and Ballistic 9 and 9, and it increases your HP by 5%. Really, really good part if you especially are going for either a support that doesn't have any melee resistance, or you're going for a melee resistance build in general. Now, it's going to be hard to also say that, roll for the Demeter, especially after having rolled the God Gundam, but it is one of the best 650s, so no point really beating around the bush, especially half of roll. There's also another half of roll, which at the end of after all 4 steps, you get Dalia Zakharova, and I know that a lot of people enjoy GBO2's Barber, especially because of her Russian heritage. At least that's the joke, I think. Otherwise, I'm really racist. Along with the Demeter, the level 2 overrun is out. The level 2 overrun, after the buffs it gets on console, when it gets those buffs, it will be a lot stronger. We talked about the Demeter, we've talked about the skills. I'll put the video down below. You get the Haman outfit if you do the normal rolls, but the chance to get the normal rolls, Demeter, are really low. Over on level 2, GBO days. You remember also the mentioned free rolls, return roll every week. And the Winterfest stuffy overall from the previous video. I'll put that down below as well. Moving on to console, we've talked again about the GBO Winterfest, so I will put it down below. You're gonna have 3 videos in the description. You have a lot of homework for today. I'm just currently being the sub teacher, just pushing work on you and just not even caring about your names. GBO days again, and the Silver Bullet funnel test type, which we're gonna look very shortly. Okay, right now, Silver Bullet test type. Let's have it really quickly talk about itself without, us taking too long. 600 general, by the way, can go both ground and space, which is bizarre that it is actually a 600 instead of a 650, but I guess they want variety. Beam rifle, beam cannons, beam saber thrust, missiles, double income hands, 2 versions of the funnel barrage. We'll cover them really quickly. First of all, at the bottom it says that if you have the income right hand beam saber or wired hand beam saber, right? If you have it attacking, you can't counter. Meaning that you will knock people over instead of just countering them, which is, really, really strong. We talked about just the knockdown instead of counters. And that is scary, especially for 600 with the shock dampeners and full attack. But instead of me just telling you what it has, why not just show you what it has? Because, I create those info stats for a good reason. You already can see, just from the stats alone and what it has going on for it, I'd say already it's a better Doven Wolf, which is hard to say. I'll leave the stats here for 5 seconds. You can look at that. Moving on to the weapons. Classic Gigant Beam Rifle. Silver Bullet Beam Saber, which is insane, 2900 power as a mostly higher melee strength ranged unit. You have so many ranged options. And yet, this is insane. First of all, 4 lock-on options. That Psycho Frame part is gonna go well. I'm giving, again, pauses between me talking and actually showing things so that you can pause and look at these yourself as well, rather than just having me tell you what's going on with it. Beam Rifle is an stun. Beam Saber is the good old classics. Missiles, flinch, 20% build stun. You have 24 of them. That is a lot. Double beam cannons are actually interesting because uncharged shot just staggers and does a good build stun. Double charge shot pierces, can be charged while moving about, does a lot of damage. You get the idea. Wired hand beam sabers, both of them are the same, which is kind of nuts. You can lock and fire while boosting. They also pierce because they're quote-unquote melee attacks and they have melee properties, meaning that you get melee damage enhancement, which is horrifying. Then you have the normal funnel, which is the focus fire, I guess you could say, where it will just go around people and fire rapidly. 25% times 2, it fires 2 shots per attack, and it does 3 attacks, so a total of 150% build stun if you land all of them. Pierces, flinches, and finally, again, the bombard version, which is 6 hits of 25% build stun, and it pierces. So, yeah. A lot of good stuff already on this unit. And you gotta remember that while it has everything that we just mentioned, it also has 2 weapons that it can fire, along with unleashing all the wired hands and the large wired funnel, aka the shoulder missile tubes and the shoulder beam cannon. It also has full attack, which further enhances its damage with the non-Secomu weapons. So the cannons and missiles will do biblical amounts of damage. Shock dampeners and anti-blast stabilizers is pretty big for something like this unit. No damage control though, which will be its bane of existence, meaning that if you build stun it and you 10 build stun it, you can make it suffer because it will not be able to dodge away. Although do remember, melee attacks do not work on it, except if you knock it down or tackle it, because shock dampeners. That generally covers the silver bullet funnel test type. Moving forward, the Delta Gundam Kai, or Gundam Delta Kai, is now the recycle ticket counter for 970 tickets. Oof, that's the most expensive recycle ticket store item in a while. Let's hope that we'll get a buff soon, kind of needs it. Overtuning ranged level 1 is also in the recycle counter, very strong part. Galbaldi Beta, High Mobile Type, Titans level 2 and the Gym Sniper 3, mid-range unit level 2, is also in the recycle ticket store, and a lot of these units, as you can see in the recycle counter, have dropped their cost significantly. Like the Sarsky Algog only costing 70 tickets, the Jim Spartan BD only 40. A lot of like the Psycho Frame having 350 tickets. It's great. TPX Saints did also the Siskade level 1, the Advanced Hazel level 1, Gym Custom and Gym Cannon level 4, the Gym Cannon 2 specific at level 4, and a lot of units once again dropped by a lot in their costs, like the new and the Suzabi. And they also have private second class level 1 in requirements. That's some of the target materials. Even the Bjarland got hit by that, which is massive. Being able to get a Bjarland custom level 1 and 2 at the start of the game is big right now. Having also the Gigant D-type bazooka at the start of the game is massive. Ewok Gigant, Stark Gigant, Vargul. Yeah, those are all great units. And those are not even all of the units. So yeah, that's gonna be massive. Now, I should mention that we have to look again at the information of the 223 clan match. Now, it says here that the rewards are not given out, which is alright, I guess, but that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is, because I realized that I opened the wrong thing, is the clan match is coming up. 600, 450, and 550. Now, the 600 is going to be interesting, because it's probably for this week, unless... who knows? But the 450 cost limit, I have a feeling that it will be a wild card this time around. So we might not get a 450, but we'll be waiting until the 9th of the month to see what gets released. So, look forward to it. Other than that, that covers everything. I will put down the 3 links, as mentioned before. The Demeter video, the video on the Winterfest and for PC, and a Winterfest for console. Other than that, please have a look at the Patreon if you're interested in things like this. I have the papers and the documents of these mobile suits that you see on there. You can access them at any given time. That way you can see them before even the video is out. So that's the benefit to really getting into the Patreon. You will see some videos early access as well. I'll try to be a lot more attentive to the Patreon, but that's speaking of the Patreon, a quick thanks to the Patreons, our Admiral Correresk, our Private First Class Gundam Explained, and our Recruit Andrew Skinner. Thank you for your continued support. And I'll see you all on the battlefield. Looking forward to what comes out on the 9th. Who knows, maybe we might see another unicorn as we've had seen the past 2 years, with the Fennex and the Bunsen Horn. They are unicorn types. But enough yapping from me. See you on the battlefield.